He's letting you do it on your own. There it is. The tank is here.
You're absolute hero, AD.
Sort that out once we've levelled them out. Go off for a rub.
Is he quite light, Joe?
Sorry?
Is it quite light?
Oh, it's super lightweight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Welcome back to part 3 of our dream custom tank build. Joe and AD from Aquarium Composition are back today to install the stand and also the tank. And if we take a look at the stand, it's quite an unusual one because one, it sits across the lip or onto the hole in the wall. The stand is about 110 centimeters high or 43 inches. And that's really, really high. So if you look at a Red Sea cabinet is usually 87 centimeters high or 34 inches. And the reason behind that is because at the other side of the wall to this, there's kitchen units and they are 91 centimeters or 3 foot high. So by the nature of it, if you're gonna have a hole in the wall, it's gonna have to be above your kitchen units. So finally, after 6 months of building work and a couple months of planning, the tank has finally arrived, and so pleased that AD and Joe are installing it, as there is no way I fancied swerving around the passage, dining room, kitchen with suction cups to get the tank in, and most definitely there will be a high chance of something being chipped. And even though this is not the heaviest tank, as we've carried in before a Red Sea Reefer 450 which had 15mm glass and the dimensions are very similar, it's still heavy enough. On top of the marine ply is a white mat, but the tank sits on there, it's quite soft and just helps it to balance really. If there's any blemishes or anything like that, which I don't think there will be, it just helps to even them out. What a beauty. It's the first tank I've had which is Eurobrace, so that's a bit of a novelty. And not only that, the weir is a little bit weird because it's off center, and that's because of the way the tank sits on the wall. A massive thank you to all those who continue to watch the channel or new to the channel. But if you could like and subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thanks a lot.
Sorry?
I thought you was going to bring it in on that.
No, it's not enough space.
No, true, no.
This is terrible for moving tanks. For lifting tanks, it's brilliant.
So it's right in a stationary position.
Yeah, we've got other bits of kit for moving long tanks when you've just got a bit more space. Trips that cardboard.
Yeah. I suppose it's only 10mm glass and it's not, I mean it's heavy, but
it's not
massively
too
heavy.
But because of the height of the stand, just makes it a bit more difficult to lift it up and on.
Yeah.
But I don't want to damage your brand new floor.
Well, that is a good idea.
Right. I'll come towards you.
Yeah.
And then we'll go around. Yeah.
I'm on the door.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
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 I'm on the door.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
tough to do, isn't it?
I see, Joe. So one of those is to dial it in, and the other one's just to shut off.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So if you're doing maintenance on the tank and you don't necessarily want the water level to drop all the way, you can shut that off without having to mess too much with your balance on the tank.
Yeah, I like that for water changes, unless you obviously want more water in the sump, in which case you can do a bigger water change.
Exactly. Just gives you a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah,
That way.
and it's in a nice, easy place you can get to it, unlike some of the other tanks.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is you can be looking at the top here, so you can see where your emergency overflow level is.
Yeah.
And you can just stand here and
Just adjust
tune it.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
More companies need to be
They do.
using them as standard.
Yeah. End of day 2 today, and what a day it's been. Where do I start? First of all, the stand. So the stand is quite unique. It is a custom built. This is the aluminium stand. I think it's aluminium. Goes all the way across, and it sits on the window, on the shelf that's been created. So that's in there. So really, really pleased with that. And we wanted it to be pretty much level with the pillar. And that's exactly what we have, almost to the inch, as you can see. So it's 2 foot front to back, or 60 centimetres, 1500 or 150 centimetres, just under 5 foot in terms of length, and then 2 foot high. As you would have seen in the previous video, pipe work comes out of the floor, and this is the wiring for the apex, and there's the power there. So there's only 6 power points, although there's a 7th there. Won't need that much, so it will be the lights up top, which won't be coming for about another month because it's a brand new light, new to the market, and then depends on how many power heads. Now let's go, it's a peninsula, and then when you read online, a number of people that have problems flow that way, not a problem, but you have dead spots here. So done something a bit different, and this was Joe's idea. What we've got here is the actual return is not going to be at this end, so excuse the glare. So the weir is here, and it's not going to be there. The actual pipe work, as you can see there and there, it runs all the way along, and it's going to be here. So you've got one there, which actually in the scheme of things is pretty good, and you can't really see it. And I'll come on to the top of the tank in a moment because it looks a bit ugly. And then if we go around here, the other one is here. So back round this side. So what that'll do, it will really, really help in terms of having flow coming down here. You don't know how much flow you really need. So what he's going to do is put a couple of gate valves, one on either side. So actually you could reduce it on one side or focus it more on the other side. So that's how narrow it is. It's definitely not 2 foot wide there, but it's 2 foot wide there. So this is the drain, and you've got this here, which if you see online, these ones are far better than your kind of standard that are like that, and you can just get real precision in terms of balance. And of course, if you want to switch it off, you can turn the downpipe off completely without messing your balance. I think that's really, really important. That's the return, and that is the emergency drain. So some really good, well done, really quality pipe work. And there's no way I could have done it to that kind of quality. Joe and the guys do this every day. So overall, really, really pleased with what's happened there today. Let's see if I can get a top-down view. There's a top-down view there of the weir. It's got the weir is at the bottom, so the water flows out from the bottom as well as the top. Not had that in a tank before, so it's a little bit different. And then you can see the pipe work there, and it's off centre. There's the hole in the wall there. Weir is about there. So I've got to see if I can get an MP40 there. It's a little bit tight round the back, but we will see. So the cabinetry and all that's going to be done. That'll probably take 3 weeks or so to get that ordered, because it's got to be measured and ordered. And then they just put this bit of plastic here. So there was the frame, then wood, and then you can just see, oh no, you can't see in there, there is some foam. And you can just see here the frame as it sits there, but that's been hidden already. And again on this side, looks a bit ugly at the moment, but there's going to be a frame put around that outside. So overall, I'm absolutely chuffed to bits, and Jill's really happy as well, because it's the largest tank we've had. Didn't really want to go larger than 5 foot. Could have put the weir outside, but I didn't want an external weir. For me, this is the perfect size of display tank. Peninsula, which is what I've always wanted. A hole in the wall. So if I come round into the kitchen, if I sit down at the kitchen table, or island shall I call it, that is the view I'm going to get, which is quite unique. So basically where I'm sitting, it's pretty much at my shoulders at the bottom of the tank. So completely different perspective. So you're not looking down, you're kind of looking across. I have to see what the rock work looks like, but you can see there how the pipe work comes across and down. So well, that's it. Thanks for watching day 2 of this video. Stay tuned for day 3, when we will hopefully get this wet, get it tested. RO system is going to be sorted out, and then we're going to start making some salt water, and we might be able to work out what litre of water or gallons this tank actually is, because at the moment it's between 800 and 900 litres, but who knows. Stay tuned for the next episode and we'll find out. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and why not subscribe and watch the whole series as it unfolds, from the setup to getting it wet, to fish and corals, and also a brand new light that hasn't come on the market yet. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.